in Vermont at the moment. I just moved here from Glens Falls, New York.
Okay. Upstate New York?
Yeah, yeah.
You're the second person we've
I
had.
wanted.
There's a bit of a lag, so we're not interrupting each other, but you're the second person we've had on the show in the last 10 days from Vermont.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
kind of
good.
cool.
Maybe I can start making some connections up here.
Cool. That's Colin. Uh, Colin Lively is her name. I don't know where she lives in Vermont.
Okay.
So Tara,
Well,
how did we got
yes.
12 people in the house? We can welcome to Soul Speaks 5D. Uh, how did we connect? Did you write in? I think you might have written in when we made the call or put the call out to tell your story, especially the feminine. Was that it?
Yes. I tried making contact like a couple of months ago, but with all the energy work that I do, it is impossible to use a phone or a computer or anything like that and have it survive.
Huh. Well, I hope we make it through the show.
Oh yeah. That's why you're on a tripod because I can't do anything.
Right, right. So I know you have some things to share. I don't know where to start, but
Yes.
it's up to you.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm just really nervous. This is
It's
my
okay.
first time being on live.
We're
Um,
honored to have you here.
so, oh, well, thank you. I'm honored to be here. Thank you for contacting me. So my name is Tara. I am Tara. Our souls have names from olden times until now. Mine is Lilith, Sophia, uh, and a whole long list of other ones. We are the originals that woke up first. That's why we're bringing the timeline to the event, I guess you could say. I am the Redeemer of the Light. I have the sun and the moon within my timeline, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And it will be my timeline that originates and takes and lifts off the shift with the work I've been doing with the sun and the moon. The reason the sun has been freaking out like that is because I've been learning it and it's been learning me.
Yeah. Like a merging or an embodiment.
Yes,
Is the same happening with the
yes,
moon?
yes.
Is the sun masculine and the moon feminine?
Does it matter?
Does no.
Once you figure out how to balance, it doesn't matter. You can play both as long as your emotions are clear enough and your head is clear enough to actually know what you're doing.
Right, right. So in other words, the merging isn't so much, or really an exchange of code, I guess. Well, merging isn't so much about the information you're getting, but like you said, those externals, if you will, are getting used to you, and you're getting used to them.
Right,
Yeah.
right. The more we work with the sun as an element, it's we bring back the elementals, and once they're around us, they will teach us how to use our powers.
Okay, say that again. Once we work with the elements,
Once
including the
we open up
sun.
ourselves enough,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, once
No.
we open up ourselves enough, we wake up the elementals around us, which
Okay.
are the trees, which is the life of the ground that we have. Once it learns our essence, it helps awaken all the other beings that call to us, to our soul, that all the souls that we're connected to.
Which is everyone, everything.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it
Yeah.
does.
So it's like I'm reprogramming this realm to be a lot nicer than what the original timeline calls for, like the apocalypse and things like that.
Right.
Mhm.
Transforming,
Yes, terraforming.
terraforming. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Got to bring in the physical aspect, right?
Yes, Terra being terraforming. Yeah,
Terra. I just got that.
Terra. See, yeah. But I wanted to show you a little quick um uh you guys call it magic, I call it working with the elements, of how we can connect to the different elements like fire, water, air, things like that. I have a fire going, and I was going to turn it around if that's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, here we go. Can you see that okay?
Yeah, I got you on the big
I'm sorry,
screen.
I'm not in the best of, like I said, I just started doing this. I apologize.
You're good.
Sorry
You're
if the
good. Very.
angle is
That's
off
perfect. That's perfect. That was perfect. Right there.
right
Right
here.
there. Right there. Yeah, that's perfect.
Well, it's gonna get going pretty well, so
Okay.
I'm not sure if you. I'm sorry. I should have worked on this before.
Take your
Let
time.
me see.
It's no
Can
rush.
you see? Oh,
I met up with my friend last night. She brought me 4 knives and spoons that she bent with her mind. She went to a group session where they were doing that. So
nice.
whatever it takes. Let's see. It's no rush.
Okay. Can you see my hands?
Yes.
Okay. You just connect your heartbeat with it.
Yes.
You see the yellow? That is my crown chakra. The blue.
Yes. I see some of the colors. I see the change. I can feel the change too.
I'm really nervous. I apologize. Like I said, it's my first time.
It's okay. It's okay. It's no rush.
But that's a little bit of what I can do. Um, I can see if I can get it in a better angle, but uh, I have a ton of videos that I've um,
I've
made
seen some.
myself.
Yeah, I've seen some.
Oh, you have? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Bonnie Unger said, I see pink, blue, purple, stunning,
Hmm.
purple, all
And that was for
hazy.
5 minutes. Once I get
Yeah.
like warmed up and stuff and smoke a bowl, that usually helps.
Opens you up.
Sorry.
So, I remember doing some shows with a guy like 3 or 4 years ago, and he would work with the, excuse me, he would work with the elements, and he would be like in his backyard, and and I guess like a small rain cloud would come in, or the wind would
Hmm.
pick up, and then rain would fall. And then I was just remarking today on an earlier show how there's some kind of alignment occurring with nature. I don't know if it's us aligning or making it happen or what, but I know I've had a lot of events where traveling or whatever, and or even just purging or whatever, and all of a sudden a rainstorm comes out of nowhere to wash everything away or whatever. It's just like,
Hmm.
and I wonder what that is. Is that because, like my friend, she bent the 4 spoons and knives, and I said, "Wow, that's pretty cool." That tells me that everyone will be able to do that. It's not just a unique thing, right? But by the same
Right.
token, there are other things happening. So it's really the physical experience of what she had, and then like what you're doing, or other things like that. Are
Hmm.
we coming into some kind of symmetry, or I don't know, but it's pretty cool. How
Yes,
long have you been
that's
doing?
what our
How long have you been doing this?
3 years. Um, I woke up about 3 years ago. I've started working with the sun in August of 2020, I want to say,
Mm,
when it all of that when it
right.
looked like it blew up. It did not blow up. What happens is every life or every timeline, after that timeline is done, you're supposed to recycle the sun. It doesn't die. It recycles the souls. It releases them. If there's things you still want to learn here on Earth, then you keep yourself with that sun. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right. It's almost
That
like
sun is our soul connection to this place.
right. It's almost like the sun contains all the aspects of the oversoul and releases aspects to the human as the human um, collapses timelines or moves to a higher timeline. I mean, I know that's metaphoric,
Well,
but
that's why. Oops, sorry. So sorry. That's why the sun pulsates like that, is because when the flares happen, souls return home to the
mm,
ones that are not awake. And if I'm able to place them around me, I can. And I try to do my best.
yeah. I think some of what's happening too is I know I saw it at Soulogy Fest. Um, like as time goes on and we realize who we are, we each have our own kind of specialties and
Hmm.
lineages. And I'm talking like earth keepers,
Hmm.
star keepers, gatekeepers, whatever. And that's becoming more apparent, like the different variations, of the pieces of the puzzle, right?
Hmm. Yes, that's why we are called archons. We are the arc sparks. We're the ones that spark the shift. If enough of us wake up, that is. Um, that's why I'm coming out now. I don't have, well, I didn't have a way to start a YouTube channel or anything like that until I came here. So I'm working on that, and I can also work on teaching people how to do it. It is so easy, so easy. It's all breathing, heartbeat. Think of alchemy with music and any. If you can open your heart and let your heart beat through that song, you can do anything. That is
Right.
the easiest way through manifestation for oneself than anything.
Yeah. So I was asking my friend last night, uh, and even like talking to you right now, it's like, okay, the energy that allowed her and her friends to do what they did, and the energy of what you're doing with the fire. How do we extrapolate that into? And you mentioned manifest, right? Like, is it or like
Hmm.
are these two examples like demonstrations, kind of like spirit scientifically, of kind of a process or a flow or a rhythm or an equation that we can follow and take
As long as
to a
you,
higher level?
sorry, as long as you've completed your shadow work, then and your heart is light, you can move any element. Which one you prefer is your.
Is that me or her? 55 people in the house, 13 minutes and 27 seconds. Yeah, this is interesting. Like we have the ability to bend spoons, work with the elements, like with her with the fire. What does that translate to? How do we apply that? You know, because we're not a dog and pony show. Not to take anything away from those things, because I think people need to see these things. That's part of the reason we share. Here she comes. Are you there? She's in the void. Tara, there she is. There's a lag.
Hello. Can you still see me? I'm sorry.
Yes, we can see you. Yes.
Can you hear me? Audio is messed up again. I am so sorry. Let me call you right back, okay?
Oh. Test. Oh, sorry about that. I was on mute. Thank you. Okay. Tara, are you there? No, I was just saying, like, my friend last night bending spoons and then working with the elements and fire. Are you there? There you go.
Can I hear you? Can you hear me now?
Yes. Jupiter is behind you.
I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Let me call you right back. I am so sorry.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's all right. This is becoming the norm of the shows now. Our frequencies are raising in this vortex. We got, here we go. Let's try it again. Boom. Okay, how's that?
Okay.
Is that good? No.
Oh my goodness. I am so sorry.
It's okay.
My phone's.
Put it on the fire.
I can't hear you.
Fire. Let me see. Hang on. Let me type it in. Oh, shit. Well, she's gone. Well, we got another show in an hour and 37 minutes with another person we've never met, which is going to be Sheila Burnham Hill. Tomorrow, Stephanie Massengale with a second show, a special show, bringing in the sacred wisdom of women at this time, which is Valerie Elster and Jennifer Catron. And then Wednesday, we got 4 shows. Pamela Morphew, Rana, Roger, Aurora Luna, Wendy Exton. Thursday, Yolanda Marie. That ought to be really cool. She writes a lot of stuff. Kimberly Palm. Friday, Andre Ma, Jane Adrianova. And then Saturday, Judith Kuzel, Kristen Van Bissett, and Mary Rodwell. And the day after that, Sasha Grace. So a lot of shows lined up. I think she's, oh, here she comes. It's funny how I stop talking and she comes. Boom. You there? We good?
It is still not working.
Oh my God, that's okay. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Down the road. We'll figure it out. But thank you. Yeah. All right. All right. Well, I think this is kind of indicative of the weather. Yeah, you could hear us both, but she couldn't hear me. So, I don't know. We'll give it one more chance. But yeah, I think the show's like indicative of what's happening. Even all of our experiences, really. But there's a lot of what would you call it? Sparks of life, sparks of death, happening simultaneously. Merging of the most distorted and the most spiritual. Hip hop, hippopotamus, crazy energies today. Yes. Yes, I agree with that. Weirdness. I should be putting these comments up here. Well, I guess I'll give it about 5 more minutes, and then maybe I'll just come back on and we'll just see what happens, and have some people come in the studio and maybe play a video or two. Just give her a minute or two. Let me check my messages. Make sure she's... All right. There she is. Boom. Boom. How's that? Yes.
There we go.
Okay,
Great.
man. See,
Sorry
we
about
don't
that.
give up. The human being does not give up. So,
I'm trying not to.
yeah. So, in regard to the human being, how has it been for your human being aspect to be coming into this for the last 3 years and whatever realizations that you're coming to, and you know what I mean?
Well, this journey has cost me everything. Um, People have called me a piece of shit, a liar, an abandoner. Um, my kids have even screamed at me and told me I needed psychiatric help. Um, let's see.
Welcome to the
Lost a
club.
couple of jobs, lots of friends. You just know who your friends are on this journey, that's for sure. If you find someone you could talk to and go completely insane with, keep them.
Hmm.
Yeah. I helped out the wrong people when I first woke up. Um, I had a ex I did not know was into half the things that he was, and my family that I had helped out at the time ended up costing me my home, my everything. So I'm rebuilding, and they still haven't stopped running my name into the ground. So it's about time I stood up.
Yes, absolutely. What would
It's
you
time
like
we
to?
all stand up.
Absolutely, it is. Absolutely, it is. I think the last thing left is giving ourselves credit for what we've done. You know,
Absolutely.
you know.
That's one thing we're never taught to do or teach others respect. We're always taught to respect people, but we're not taught to respect ourselves.
Right, right. We got to suffer a little more, sacrifice a little more before we can be worthy.
No, we
No,
just got to stop letting people stand on top of us. And we need
yeah,
to learn
of
to stand up
course,
for ourselves because God's not coming to save us. We are going to save ourselves.
of course, yeah, yeah. It's kind of like it's not about people standing on us; it's about us allowing it. It's like this
Right,
whole inverted thing happening, or from the inverted, or something where we're getting boomeranged
right.
back into it's all our doing. It's weird because it's not really like a human explanation, but the personal part
Hang
of
on
it.
one second.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, there's a really big gust of wind coming in. I didn't want the smoke to be in my face. So sorry.
Oh, you're good. No, I was just saying like it's like taking things personal. Like that seems to be a big
Yes.
factor in terms of like we get things. Some things we increase in, some things we decrease in. Some things are falling away. Some things are getting bigger. Like humility, we're earning humility.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt about it. Everybody's
Right,
seeing
right.
themselves like they've never seen each other. Some things are diminishing, um, such as taking things personal, grudges, um, I guess attachment to our projections and our explanations that kept us from finding ourselves. I don't know.
Right. Yes. But like I said before, it's a boomerang effect. As long as you clear the inside out, God or spirit has so much waiting for you because what was taken from us is our connection, our birthright from Gaia, from Terra, from Sophia, whatever name resonates. Um, because once one archon wakes up, it's nonstop. We'll all become co creators on my timeline.
Yeah, which only makes sense. Unity consciousness embodied, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
that's
Absolutely.
another. Yeah, that's another. Like a lot of the stuff that we did over the years was more of like a defense. Like you don't hear
Yes.
people talking about protecting themselves like they did 6 or 7 or 8
Mm-hmm.
years ago. And then we
Right.
spent a lot of time finding our shadows and digging through our
Mm-hmm.
subconscious. But now we have certain things that we can do that's kind of like an offense, like in creativity and collaboration and speaking up
Mm-hmm.
and standing up for yourself
Mm-hmm.
and disengaging the illusion of the
Mm-hmm.
excuses that we made. Because that's what we were taught. It wasn't our fault. It
Mm-hmm.
was somebody else's fault
Right.
that you're suffering.
Right. 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 But as long as we take accountability for our actions and the way that they have mounted up until now,
Yeah.
and the like I said, with my children, the suffrage that I caused because I was a helicopter mom, because I was abused from throughout my past. So one thing nobody was ever going to do was touch my kids. You know what I mean? So that gave them a whole lot of problems. And even
Mm.
though I've tried to fix it, I guess it's not going anywhere. They will when they're ready.
Yeah. Well, there's that part of it too. Like when it involves mirrors of ourselves, that you do reach a point where you have to just let go,
Mm-hmm.
which is great
Yes,
because we're
and
a full
surrender.
time job now.
Right, right. And yeah, I just left the matrix, I guess you could say, the matrix job. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Can I turn
there's
my camera on? Sorry.
the fire.
I just
Yeah.
wanted to show you the different hues of the fire. If I
Yeah.
can figure out how to.
Yeah. Just keep it on the fire if you want to.
Okay. I'm not used to being on camera. I apologize.
It's
I don't know
okay.
how to spin this around.
If you put your finger on the screen, there should be a little kind of a camera thing with a circular thing in it, and you click that and it turns it around. Maybe, or you can
No,
just,
it's not on my
or
phone.
or you can just
Like I
flip,
said, when I start pulling energy, it's crazy.
or you can just flip it around.
I yeah, it's not working.
All
So I will
right,
just turn the whole thing out around.
there you go. Yeah, a little bit lower.
Wow, I really need to start practicing with this thing. I apologize.
For what?
Not knowing how to be a camera person.
There you go. There you go. Now that's all that purple up there, and that whatever that is above it to the left. Wow.
Yeah, I really can't see. But
Yeah, and there's a
that's
lot.
like once you learn how to clear out the inside, you can put your soul. Your soul is in everything, every aspect of Terra, every aspect of Gaia. That's how you connect with it.
Yeah. And maybe that's what people are feeling. Doing all this work all this time, emptying out, and what's been coming in. Like it's like something's coming in, but I think more importantly, that something that's coming in gives us greater access to like what you're talking about.
Yes. What is coming in is everybody's direct contact to source itself, but they have to put in the work. They have to clear out their minds. They have to learn to sit and be still so that they can find them, along with their soul if it has not woken up yet.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
What I do is I bring the power through the portal itself. I can open or close the portal at any given time. But once it's open, as long as I know people are there to receive their souls, I'll keep it open as long as I can. Does that make sense?
So the portal opens when there's flares, or is it open, and why doesn't it, or will it stay open all the time at some point?
When I open it, it will stay open. When I close it, it closes. It's
But
however spirit ever asks me.
okay. Okay.
If it was during the day, I could show you a little bit more of what I was talking about. Um, but with it being night, all I can show you is like the fire. I can also bend air, but I don't know if it will take out the audio. But can you hear it blowing in the background? I
The
have it
air,
sitting in the trees for a moment.
the air,
The wind,
the wind.
the wind, yeah.
No.
a second.
Um, so these things, like to talk about a little bit more. How do we convert these things into other parts of our experience? Like these types
Learn
of
your soul song.
learn your soul song.
Learn your soul song. Excuse me. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
All right, I am so sorry. What was that last question?
You answered it. You said,
Oh,
find your soul song. So, like for you, what is that? Just to give us an idea of like what we can seek.
I started off with Amazing Grace, and now it's loosen up my buttons. It's anything that you need to draw the amount of energy that you can use through the song. It's alchemy. That's what alchemy really is.
Yeah, I got you.
But that's how you start learning it.
I just never thought about it. So, can you do Amazing Grace now and show us?
I cannot put it on my phone and video, but if you have Amazing Grace and play it, I can show you.
You mean if I play it right now that we can hear it?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I can do that. Hang on a second. Any particular person you want singing it? Any version?
I connect with females, and I use the one that is called Chains Are Gone. It's I can't remember who sings it. I apologize.
Here it is. I found it. Right here. Hang on. Amazing Grace, My Chains Are Gone. Chris Tomlin.
Yep, it should.
That's a dude.
Nope. You're looking for a woman. It's a group of women.
Oh yeah. BYU Noteworthy. Bunch of women in white dresses. Okay. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna put it on this. Oh, should I leave the fire on or the video? Because I can just put the music on.
Yeah, you could just put the music on.
Okay, just the music. All right. Okay, here we go.
So the background might get really.
What's that? The background.
The sky might light up, and you might get a lot of wind through here. If so, I apologize.
Oh, no, don't apologize. Let's do it. Let's see what this is all about. Let's go. Boom.
All right, go right ahead.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Through countless dangers, doubts, and fears, I have already come. God's grace hath brought me safely here, and grace will lead me home. My chains are gone, I've been set free. My God, my Savior's ransomed me, and like the flood, His mercy reigns. Unending love, amazing grace.
was at the 3:33 mark. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Sorry, I was just trying to like tone it down a little bit.
It's kicking up now more than it ever has.
Yeah, I know, because I'm starting to get like really excited. It's like, aha, you know?
So what happens when you do this? Do you feel like you're coming into alignment or creation or releasing?
So this is like my creation. I've already gone through the releasing and all of that. When I get really mad, I will come out and I'll like, really pull in a lot of energy with the wind or make a really big fire. Or go through town and play with people's lights. I have electro
Play with people's
kinesis.
lights. You turn their lights off and
Oh yeah,
on.
oh yeah,
so,
yes.
I mean, you said you've already released everything, but like, is there some kind of release? Like, if you get angry, like you said, and you go out and you create a fire, and you kind of merge with it and create, collaborate with it. At some point, do you feel like a lightness?
It depends on what you resonate with. However, whatever your talent is, um, the emotions or the emotional baggage from past trauma does feel heavy. You can enlighten it through flames. I use all the different elements. I also work with the chemtrails in the sky. Um, that's what I normally take my frustration out on those because I'm learning to like completely clear out all of the storm clouds that they keep putting up here. That's why that's why the weather has warmed back up a little bit. I know it sounds really crazy.
Crazy is reality. I respect
I
everybody's
know.
reality. We got 8 billion now. I heard yesterday that we got actually hit 8 billion on the earth. But anyway, but like when you do that, like if like you were saying a minute ago, if you're upset or something, you go build a fire. When you get to a certain point, your anger or your emotion or whatever it is clear. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Or you can think of it as taking like all of the baggage, um, like all your past trauma, like all your bad memories. Think of like putting them in a suitcase. Like, you're packing up a suitcase and you're gonna leave.
Mm-hmm.
Like, then I would turn on your favorite music as freaking loud as you can, get in the car and go for a ride and just scream as much as you can. Um,
Mm.
just don't stop at a stop sign. Uh, People get really weirded out if you do that.
You speak from experience. I think we've all had situations like that. How many people have could relate to we're talking to ourselves and people are watching us talk to ourselves.
I'm starting to get more comfortable now.
Good. So, did the whole discovery and memory of the fire and that part of it, did it coincide with your reawakening?
No, the fire is new. Um, Working with the sun a lot did. It started out like, you like subliminally, something is, it's a connection that your heart has, that your soul feels. Um, it's all you can do is like literally listen to your intuition um as to how to guide you and best, like, I'm what is called a waylayer or a trailblazer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the best that, because there's no one way to tell you how to do this.
Yeah,
But what
that's
I can tell you is everything in the Bible, when they said Jesus and the Son of God, what they meant is Jesus was directly tied to the Son.
yeah, or,
It
yeah.
wasn't,
Jesus is a
it's
son.
not right, right.
SUN.
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
now Tara is, because
Tara
guys suck.
is
No offense.
what'd you say?
I said, now I am. That's why we were sent, the women, because
Right.
guys always get it wrong. No offense.
Oh, I see. Um, but like with what you're saying about Jesus, I mean, that's, I guess, there's a lot of evidence that points towards, religions and, of course, astrology and different things coming from the stars and the sun being, the sun, the morning sun, that is actually
The
Jesus
morning
that
sun.
was, either
Hmm.
it was either manifested in physical form through, say, people like Jesus, or it just became translated into these stories. But what you're
Right.
saying is the sun. But this time, you could even say the second coming, the earth is Jesus versus the other example.
No, the Antichrist is a woman, is me. Because we all can reach Jesus. He's our brother. We can all reach Mary Magdalene. She's our sister. We can all reach Mary if we have children. She's our mother. What they did was they took religion, or they took spirituality and realigned it, I guess, with religion and science.
Right. Control.
If you can take the reality out of your brain, or the, what is it called? Literal, I don't know. If you could put a little bit of childish back into your, I guess, everyday life, learn to laugh at life instead of feeling it, you will transcend so much faster.
And I totally agree with the humor thing. Can't take ourselves so seriously. But on the thing with the Antichrist thing, was the program set up through the man-made matrix stuff, so that we could not identify with the Antichrist?
Yes, because that was labeled as wrong and as a spot for a man to hold. I mean, what is the perfect person to save us? Literally, a mom.
Of course.
Because a mom can love her kids, such as all the souls, unconditionally.
That's right.
You just have to learn to obtain unconditional love first. And that's what I've done.
And so, in a sense, I guess you could say there could be an argument, not argument, lack of a better word. You can't, you find the mother as you simultaneously find what you're referring to as the Antichrist, the part of us that we were most separated from. It was the one place we're not supposed to go, the decadence, the human.
Right. Well, it depends on what your trauma is for each individual person. If you take an archetype like a father, if you have father issues, once you figure out the balance between feminine and masculine and where it applies to you and what needs to be fixed, everything you look at from that point further will be at a balanced
Right.
level.
Right.
But we just have to learn to take our power back and open up our own root system, which is our chakras. That's where all of our power comes from. We don't need power. We don't need lights or anything like that. We are all electromagnetic.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's something to be said too for, especially now, as we're coming into awareness of things about ourselves and of ourselves. Like you said, it's almost like a snapshot. Like you come into the awareness, the transformation occurs virtually at the same time, and you have a new set of lenses, and everything changes. Like examples could be like prejudices or biases or programs that we didn't know we had running, but like it seems like people aren't getting caught up in the story of it. They're moving past it pretty quick now.
Right. Right. And that's because once they figure out that emotion was used to hold us down, to keep us trapped in 3D, you can fly, like legit. You soar out of it once you get the bearings of it and how to unmess your mind, I guess. Yeah, you fly right through it.
Hmm.
And the more you can open your heart, the more it calls to you, the more Gaia calls to you. She calls you home, literally. because all that abandonment issues that you feel, all the neglect, the negativity, the um the negative programming, it's all taken away by Gaia or by source, or if you resonate with a star seed or a certain otherworldly characters.
Mm-hmm.
um it depends on each soul, really.
Yeah. Yeah, and we have different symbology too, right? Because
Right,
ultimately
yes.
it's all the same.
Hmm. It's literally whatever resonates with us, and it could be from the tiniest of ants all the way up to a huge oak tree. There's no limitations. It's whatever you resonate with, whatever calls you home.
Yeah.
Don't ever deny it. There's always You can always reconcile the connection later, but don't ever deny anything that you feel your intuition, and your heart are telling you. You know what I mean? And that's what that connection is your mind, body, and soul having a connection with spirit.
Right. And Flicks Love said, "Learn to love Lilith in us." But I think another way to say what I was saying earlier about use the term Antichrist, but the like what I was trying to say is like you come to know the mother, this you call it the source, the mother. At the same time, you're coming to terms or knowing what we perceived as her polar. I think you said the
Right.
dark feminine, but like to actually hold them both in the same light and not, you can't fake that.
Right.
I mean, that's like where the rubber
Hmm.
meets the road. That's like if you can actually hold that one end to the other in that 0 point or that field or whatever, then yeah,
You're unstoppable.
yeah, I get that. You explain it very well.
And that's what I've done, and that's why I am able to help as many souls as I can.
Well, somebody else brought that up on the previous show. My friend Maya, she was talking about how she felt like on a personal level that many women were going deep diving right now to basically meet that um, Lilith, to meet that energy at a new level.
Right. Well, when this all started off, they called Lilith evil. And what
Right.
she was someone who wasn't willing to submit. She was willing to stand up for herself, and that wasn't okay.
Yeah.
So, what Source did was gave Lilith back her power by any means necessary to make this done.
Yeah. Yeah, because that would be, even if it was just a let's say a realm. Forget the masculine for a minute, and you had the what we would perceive or what we were raised to perceive or see, the purest mother energy, like the white light, like Glinda, the Good Witch of the North, right?
Hmm.
And then the
Right.
other polarity was, let's say, Lilith. And if Lilith was suppressed, then as pure a white light as that other one is, it would be an imbalanced realm because there wouldn't be an
Right.
equality of what we might call dark and light, but it's really two aspects of her,
Right.
or the
Well, it's two
two.
aspects of yourself. It's
True.
what you're
Yeah.
taught to hide and what you can really face. Like with all the generational trauma, you got to be a little bit insane to just sit down and say, okay, what the hell's wrong? You know what I mean? Without knowing what you're doing or having a reason for it.
Right.
So when you start doing it, what you just have to realize is an emotion is only labeled by what that experience was when you learned what that emotion was. That's all it
Right.
was. That's all it is. You
Yeah.
can let go of the emotion, you can let go of everything.
It's like taking a bite of food and you see how it tastes.
Right.
You
Right.
know. Um, yeah, and this happened to me in early August,
Hmm.
right across the street, and I talked about it and I'll never forget it. It was an incredible experience with the
Hmm.
dark feminine, with the mother, explaining the dark feminine or giving me the opportunity to merge with the dark feminine in unconditional love, right? And I remember the
Hmm.
words she said to me. She said, like, in other words, she presented it to me, and then she said, do you see this is the dark feminine? It was like this whole kind of initiation, like she just came at me with all these energies, but never touched me, never hurt me, nothing. And I just stood there in pure love, right? And so then the mother was like, this is me.
Hmm.
And she said, this is the part of me that is the unknown, it's the abyss, it's the holy darkness, it's the part of me that I don't even know. And this is where we, like her womb, basically. This is where we create new things in the purest unconditional love. But in order
In
to
the
enter,
darkest of the night.
right,
Right.
yeah, like it's almost like in order to enter this space, you have to bring, have equilibrium or equality or true heliosgamos with the dark feminine. And then you enter the womb, and then immediately there's a
Yes.
birth or a seeding or something.
Yes. Yes. But we all have the power to um, grow earth and to move rocks and to love trees and just to be alive. And once we learn what thing is, that's the true connection that everybody needs to make. It's the oneness with yourself and
Mm-hmm.
your world, whatever you want it to be. And that's like legit, whatever you want it to be.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like I've been getting an impression in the last 2 3 days to hold things in my consciousness. Like, in other words, I guess where like we would
Hmm.
go through life and think, how's this going to happen? What's going to happen? How do you make this happen? How do you not let this happen, or whatever the case is? But instead, just to take all the questions out of it and just hold with pure intention in your consciousness. I guess it would be like the work with the fire or bending a spoon, where you actually hold it in your consciousness as a reality. But I'm weird, so maybe that's
See,
just a way.
I write it down and I
Mm-hmm.
burn it. It's like a spell. Because witchcraft, it's not dark or light. It is all of this is your intent.
Right, right.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely, it does.
It's all take all of what you learn through school is to be bad for magic and satanic and all of that. It's all the intent that you put into it.
Right.
But
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like no different than a practitioner. An energy practitioner, and
right.
somebody comes in. Well, like say 3 different people come in to see this practitioner. They might have 3 different levels of experience, but the one that comes in with the purest intention and desire, let's say to grow or whatever the situation is going to probably have because of the intention. It's magic, I guess.
Right.
What we call
Right.
magic.
Well, what it is when you connect back to source, you get your ether back because that is out there in the unknown. That's with spirit. Once you get your soul connection, your lining comes back. You um the ether will find you.
Yeah,
Everything will find you.
yeah, yeah. I got another one a couple of days ago. It was kind of weird. I'm still trying to figure it out, but you kind of helped me. And it was differentiating, and I've never thought about this, but the human, the soul,
Hmm.
and I guess I would call it spirit. And it was basically
Hmm.
showing me that the human is its own, has its own lineage, its own consciousness, but the soul is to the human what the spirit is to the soul. So the soul actually can experience everything the human does and influences it and so on, like emotions in this realm, but that the spirit is that part of us that is all omniscient and knows all. So we're not like teaching the spirit anything new. We're teaching the soul and the human through the soul.
Well, technically, we're teaching because this has never been done before. So all of us are trailblazers. All of
True.
us are new teachers. All of us are new masters at our own right. That's why we're taking the roads that we are in the manner of which we're taking them, so that we can master. and spirit uh, pronouns, I guess you could say.
Pronouns.
Yeah.
That's a hot topic today, isn't it? That's some crazy shit.
It's
Um,
another way of disconnecting yourself
yeah.
from everything. Once people stop like projecting their selves on other people, we will be a lot better off.
Yeah, and that happens by our own personal self development, not somebody telling us something. You know what I mean? I mean, we learn it, and it's
Right.
painful.
Right.
Uh,
But the good
power.
news is change is here.
Yeah,
Change is ready. And once this takes place, once this shift takes place in the timelines or after this full moon or this next full moon,
yeah.
um, everything is going to be so much easier. You're going to see
God,
like
I
a
hope so.
ton of people wake up.
I'm about to be on the
It's,
streets. I hope things flip, but I can
I
see where.
already am. So,
Well, I've talked to a lot of people. I had two people cancel in the last couple of days. I'm getting evicted. Da 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 da. But I've noticed over the previous few weeks, and especially as it's gotten closer to this period or this eclipse corridor or whatever, that it was apparent to me that everything's going to be cleaned out, and that could be physical, mental, emotional, financial, residential, and just to be open and trust. And I really feel like that with this eclipse, this what is it? A blood moon tomorrow? Blood moon eclipse. I think it's in about 12
yes.
hours, and then right after that you have 11:11, and I don't know. To me, it really feels like we're going to be shot out of a cannon. And I guess you're talking about the next full moon as well. I mean, but yeah, it definitely feels
Mm.
to me like we're gonna that we're I don't know have more confidence. There'll be more clarity. Um, you know, things will be a bit smoother because
Even if you
the
can't do it, you know that saying, fake it until you make it? Because all of us have generational wealth that is promised to us. My bank account has $4 in it, I think. So I'm
I
doing this by the seat of my pants also. So
know, man.
we all are promised our lineage, what is that called? Our our ancestral line
Yeah,
will come towards us, but we have to stand in spirit's right and claim it.
right. Yeah, I can see where the fake it till you make it thing to in a certain way because like the placebo effect, like
Right. See,
we do.
Gaia doesn't know either way. The universe doesn't know either way. They don't understand negativity. They only understand positive polarity because they're up there in the positive ether. You know what I mean? They're already comfortable in 5D. If they want us to come down to 3, or if we want them to come down to 3D, we're going to have to learn how to ask.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, that whole thing. I think we can all attest to that. Ask and you will be given. Knock and the door will be open. I mean that's true. If we think about,
But you can't have that duality in your brain when you ask, though. That negativity, you can't have that. You got to at least have a 5-second clear mind as to where you can actually connect up there. That's why if you open up your inner source, your outer source will fall right into line.
mm, the spirit science of this transition we call ascension. See, Tara, we made it. Wasn't so bad. Wasn't so bad,
Oh,
was
yeah. Speak for your damn self. I'm still trying
it?
to find my other shoes.
Find your other shoes. They're probably in the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my butt's going to be because it's kind of cold out here.
Well, I really want to thank you
Do you
for.
have any other questions for me?
No, no, I'm good. Yeah, I've got another one coming up and another one after that. Um, but yeah, this has been very cool. Thank you for sharing space with us and honoring us with your presence. And we'll get together sometime next year and touch base again.
Yes, we'll have to get together soon. So during the day, so I can show you the sun, or my son anyway.
Okay. All right. Well, you try to stay warm over there, and we'll see you. We'll see you around. Okay.
Definitely. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Blessed. Stay blessed.
Thank you too.